feel any better, I did not think about my answers whatsoever like I should have.
The last guy said the same thing, and that was dope. The other guy that was
totally
here and overheard
impromptu.
the other guy said he had ADHD.
Same.
Perfect. So you already heard on Carl. What's your name and how'd you come up with it?
Zack Louis, and for the most part, that's just my name.
That's you cover mental.
My last name is Gawitt. It's spelled G-A-W-I-T-T. Nobody knows how to pronounce it. I get Gawitt, I get Gaywit, I get everything but Gawitt.
All right.
So I went with the middle name. That's what Ray Charles did.
Where?
His middle name was Charles. His last name was not Charles.
Okay, so that's how you came up with your name.
Zack Louis.
Where are you from?
Oxford, Connecticut.
Okay. How'd you get into music?
It runs in my family. When I didn't know it ran in my family until later on. But when I was 5 or 6, my father started taking drum lessons, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
That's dope.
I said that I wanted to take drum lessons like my dad. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be like my dad. So he signed me up. I took drum lessons. That lasted about 3 months. I got bored, so I started taking keyboard lessons. I figured I'd stick with it. I did. I've now been doing that for over 20 years. And then when I was 12, I picked up the guitar, self-taught. And then I got bored again and went back to drums. And then I figured a bass was the same thing as a guitar, just with less strings. So I picked that up too. And that's, I could pretty much, if you get me in the studio.
Are you a one-man band?
You get me in the studio? Absolutely.
That's dope.
It's fun.
Okay. How many projects have you done?
Well, I guess that depends on how you define projects. I've been making
all those different things. You've probably been on a lot of different.
Pretty busy. I've been making techno tracks and rap beats and stuff like that since I was like 12. So each individual one of those is a project on itself.
Word. Yep.
Really, I've been on stage about I can count on one hand as many times as I've been on stage. I've been involved with like 4 different bands that never really got out of the garage phase. Right now I'm with one. Shout out to Oil Through the Bones. They've actually been booked by Cat before. Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
That might just about. It's a long list, man. It's been a lot. I've been doing music since I was 6 years old.
Cool.
I lost count of where really that.
What's your musical influences?
There's a whole lot of those. So, my biggest one is probably Ray Charles. He's the one that really inspired me to want to play blues piano.
Okay.
First time I ever really heard him rip a solo, it's just something about the tone just hit me in a different way. And I just became obsessed with blues keyboard at that point, and improvisational blues.
We all got different things that, you know what I mean, we all picked up on, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't like Riz's beats. That's what I picked up on, you know, when I started making beats, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your creative process?
So alright, there's 2 different answers to that. It depends on if I'm writing a song or learning a song. If I'm trying to write, it's completely erratic. Sometimes lyrics will pop into my head. And then
you play all those different instruments, so.
Yeah. So sometimes a lyric will pop into my head and then a melody is just stuck there, and I'll figure out a way to pluck it out on a guitar or on a keyboard or something, and then just kind of build on. I don't really write much though, but it usually starts with lyrics and then a melody falls into place. If I'm learning, I throw on a lyric video and watch it over and over and over and over and over again until it's burned in my brain. Then I learn the chords and figure out the feel from there.
So, like, from a producer standpoint, I find that pretty, like, to me anyway, I find it that people that do like live instruments, they usually do the lyrics first, and then somehow they can find a way to incorporate like the melody into it, where kind of like the hip hop and the R&B. Sometimes the singing, we go off the beat, like what the beat tells us. You know what I mean?
For me, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to find the feel of the tune if I know where the lyrics are supposed to lie. Once I could feel the song vocally, I could feel it musically.
That's cool. That's a little difference. What's the most challenging part of music for you, and then what's the funnest part of music for you?
Most challenging would be leveling up my skill set. That's something I don't feel like I've done in a long time, and moving on to more difficult and challenging things musically scares the shit out of me. And I tend to avoid difficult things that scare me, and I gotta stop doing that. The most fun is for sure performing. I absolutely love playing and singing in front of people.
That's cool.
It's better than sex, man. I love it.
That's cool. Do you have any rituals to get? I don't know if how do you get in front of people then and connect with people like that and like?
See, I'm really a really shy person. Like even the fact that I'm sitting here doing this interview with you and like getting through it comfortably, that's a miracle.
Really?
Yeah. But there's something about...
See, I'm cool with like up to 20 people, like 10, 15, maybe 20 people. Then after that, though, it's like, I don't know.
See, for me, it's the total opposite. For me, it's the total opposite. One-on-one, that's personal. Scares the shit out of me. When there's a crowd, I'm not really talking to anybody. I'm talking to everybody, and they're all there to listen. You know what I mean? So for that, it makes it easier for me knowing that that's what we're here for. We're here for me to get up here and make a bunch of noise and for y'all to listen to it, and that breaks the barrier for me. It makes it easier. It makes me want it. It makes me want it. I'm giving the people what they came for, and it makes me want to do it.
That's an interesting point of view. I have some of that, not just for the fans, but for me too, to put back in the man. I like that point of view.
Thanks, man.
We're here to to listen to music, and people want to listen to music, man.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be that horrible.
So why do I want to be
pretty horrible for people to be like, you're horrible.
And I'm not really scared to suck either, because if I do,
you learn.
I will, or it was a bad show, boo-hoo, there's going to be another one. But either way, I got out there and I poured my soul out in front of a crowd of people, and they took it in whether they wanted it or not.
I like that, bro. You're helping people right now with that. How do you want your music to be remembered?
Soulful. I want my music to be remembered as something that comes directly from the soul, because that's how I feel like it has to be. I pour everything I got into that.
Plug everything you got.
That's it, man. Everything that I have just gets poured through the microphone when I start singing, and that's how I want it to be remembered. It's
energy.
Soulful. Exactly.
All right, tell everybody where to find all your stuff.
Well, for the most part, you gotta come see me play. I don't have a whole lot of content out there. I have some of my techno stuff is out on SoundCloud. If you look up Zoinks, spelled with an exclamation point to replace the IZOINKS. You'll find like a 15-track album that I put out called Funky Can Jam, JAYUM Jam. That's mostly the extent of my content.
I like that, so you gotta come see you live.
Pretty much. You'll find some of my live stuff on my Facebook, Zack Louis, Louis, and Zack with a K. My name is not Zach.
All right, so with these questions, you can go in as deep or as not.
Shoot, brother.
Do you believe in aliens?
I think it's foolish to not believe in aliens. The universe is vast. We can't be alone.
Word. How about other dimensions?
I've been to them. Enough said.
Yeah, no, drop the mic. What did you want to be as a kid?
I had a dream of being a professional football player. I wanted to be in the NFL. And I played football all growing up, and then my family moved, and I didn't start playing for the new school. Started playing again in high school. Sucked. And there goes my football career.
I wanted to be a basketball player. I really did. Do you sing in the shower, and is that considered practice?
The shower might be the only place on earth I don't sing.
Word!
Seriously, I sing everywhere but the shower.
See, I get it in the shower because it's like a booth, you know what I mean? I consider that shit like the dopest booth.
As funny as this is, my family are just about the only people that I get stage fright in front of. I didn't know my father was out there tonight. If I did, I probably would have sounded like dog shit.
Okay. Thanks for coming along, brother man.
Thanks a lot, man.
Awesome.